second, please. We are bringing Instagram into our party, and then we are going to have a phenomenal broadcast. So 1 second. Come on, Instagram. You can do it. And boom, there we are. We are live. So welcome to this sacred conversation. I'm so excited if we're just meeting for the first time. My name is Abiola Abrams, and I'm here with the phenomenal Dr. Deborah Egerton, who is, as she says here, matriarch, mystic, mentor, and the queen of the Enneagram. And we're coming together to share with you about an exciting retreat opportunity that we have for you next week. And then we're going to have more similar magic down the line. So I'm going to just first let Dr. E introduce herself, and then we will take it from there.
Oh, wonderful. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be talking to you today, and looking forward to what Abiola and I have planned for all of you. This is going to be an amazing retreat, and it's going to be a first time ever collaboration where we're going to be looking at the 9 energies of the Enneagram right alongside with the energies of the African goddesses. So, yeah. I mean, could it be any more perfect, Abiola?
This is so exciting because as you were just talking, Doctor, I was thinking this is, can't say definitively, but I would bet that this has never been done before, ever.
Yes. I agree with you. If it has been done, we certainly don't know about it. But right. Even if it hasn't been done this way.
Yes.
this is going to be an opportunity for all of you to, if you've ever had any curiosity about the Enneagram, this is going to help you to really discover your Enneagram archetype. And when you put that alongside the energy of the African goddesses, to find out who's walking with you, who is actually surrounding you with an energy that you may never have understood before. Wouldn't you agree, Abiola?
Yes, absolutely. And I want to just take a step back, Dr. E, because some people may not even know what the Enneagram is. So please, let's take it back and please explain to them what this methodology, this tool, this sacred offering is. What is the Enneagram? Let's break it down for them.
Oh my goodness. The Enneagram is 9 ancient personality archetypes. Now, the symbol itself is what is ancient. The psychology behind the Enneagram is more current. But what the Enneagram actually is a way of understanding the energy that you were embodied with when you were born. You came into the world with a certain energy, and that energy has been what has shown up in the world all of your life. And what I think is really interesting about that is any of you who have family members, maybe raised by the same person or people, you know that you don't have the same personality, all of you. You react and respond to things differently. Well, this demystifies why and how that happens. But what I think is even more powerful about learning about the Enneagram, which helps to show you your strengths, your superpowers, your blind spots, the things that, what life looks like, the lens that you look through when life isn't going exactly the way you want it to go. It's, my language for this is, it's the blueprint to your soul. And it's the blueprint or the instruction manual that you wish you had been born with, but you weren't. So if you want to, at some point before the retreat, my last book was Enneagram Made Easy, easy to find. And I'd love for you to do some reading before you get there. But if you don't have time to do that, we've got you covered completely.
Yes. Well said. Well said. And it really is. The Enneagram really is I like the term a blueprint for your soul that you wish that you would have had growing up or, earlier in life. Because when I learned my specific, each person, you have an Enneagram number, one of these 9 points. When I learned my Enneagram number and was able to, to learn, the fears associated, the way, the behaviors, the coping mechanisms, all of that associated with my Enneagram number, it just made sense. It was like, okay. It just made such perfect sense. And so we're combining this, as Dr. E said, we're combining the Enneagram with African goddesses so that you can find out, okay, who is walking with me? Which African goddesses, for those who are unfamiliar, are forces of nature, divine sparks of the divine. So which of these energies is walking with me? And we've aligned the African goddesses with the Enneagram. And so on this retreat that is coming up in a few days, June 13th through 15th at Kripalu in Massachusetts. I'm going to put the link in the comments for you, and the link is also in the description of this video. You can find the link on my site, womanifesting.com. You can find it on Kripalu, etc. At this retreat, we're going to really be doing a deep dive. It's a nice, intimate, small group where we're going to be able to work with you directly to get clarity on everything that you feel like has been blocking you. Why have you been feeling blocked? Why have you been feeling stuck? Why are these, ideas that feel to you like, oh, why is this not moving for me? You having then now some tools and some insight in order to be able to move forward in areas of your life that may seem like, okay, well, why is this not moving for me?
I love that you explain it that way, Abby, because so very often the question that we ask is, why do I do what I do? And why do I keep doing the same, unfortunately, thing over and over again that really isn't good for me? I keep ending up in the same circumstances with the same types of friends or the same relationships that aren't healthy. And then at the end of the day, when I take a deep look and I get still and I go inside and I say, what is going on with me? Then what I really need is something that helps me to see and understand what is really going on with me. You can't just sit with that question and have nothing to help you see the light or see the darker sides of what's going on with you. So this is really a deep dive into being able to come home to your authentic self and to understand your power, your purpose, the way that you navigate this planet. And as you learn those things, the stronger you become, particularly when you discover who's walking with you. I mean, it's just a win-win. It's an incredible, incredible opportunity.
It is an incredible opportunity, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us to bring together, these methodologies, practices, tools, pathways that we're so passionate about. What is more important than, if you're watching this for a reason, then your one wild and precious life. Then a lot of, I feel like too much of modern spirituality, does not allow us to shine a light on the shadow aspects of ourselves. And so there's then this surface level of, people will say, I've been chanting affirmations for 10 years. Why isn't anything moving? I've been doing this for 10 years. Why? And so what we're talking about is going under the hood.
Yes, yes, absolutely. You
So,
know,
yes.
this is so powerful because I listened to someone. I just came back from the United Kingdom, and someone said to me, I've been chanting affirmations and I've been trying to manifest,
On my
and
side,
and I keep trying, and the missing piece is really understanding and connecting, our spiritual nature at our core, and understanding the energies of the ancestry, the people that have been here, that have passed on, all of that energy that we are embodying that walks with us. And
Yeah.
that is when you can truly step into real manifestation. That's
Yeah.
when you can truly understand, as you said earlier, Abby, why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? I'm stuck because I've never recognized that I tend to get into relationships where I do all the giving and the other person does all the receiving. Oh my goodness. How could I not have seen that?
Right.
Because you never had the mirror. And I do refer to the Enneagram as a mirror that you can hold up that allows you to see yourself clearly, sometimes for the first time. But
Yeah.
imagine if when you hold up that mirror, not only do you see yourself, but you see what all is with you energetically in this world. That makes all the difference that you can ever possibly imagine in the way your life will move forward and evolve.
Beautiful. I say. Well, I have a question then for you, Dr. E. Do you share your Enneagram number with people? Because if so, it may be helpful for them if we share our personal Enneagram numbers. I've encountered people who don't share, so that's why I'm asking. I've encountered folks who are like, no, I don't share that. So,
I, I have no problem sharing. My Enneagram point, I stand at point one on the Enneagram. So I'm what was known as an Enneagram one. And just since it's just the two of us, and we give people a little preview of what that's like, for people who embody the energy at point one, it's really all about the moral compass and doing the right thing. Um, if you're one, you really want to be a good person. You want to do the right thing and you don't want to cause any harm in this world. And the challenge that we face as ones is the reality that we can always, pretty much always, see what's wrong. And if you keep your lens, fixated on what's wrong, what do you think that does to your energy? So, learning how to work well with the energy that you embody in a way that no one has ever taught you before, that's huge. That's just a huge opportunity. So a little thing I've had to learn as a Enneagram point one person is um, there's no such thing as perfection. Stop looking for everything to be perfect. As my mother once said to me, if you're looking for perfect friends, you're going to be awfully lonely because there aren't any perfect people in the world. And this is when I was a little thing, it's like I'd come home complaining about, and she did that to her and it wasn't fair and that just wasn't right. And I'm not going to talk to her anymore. And my mother, right there when I was little, started uh, that judgmental stuff is going to cause you a lot of heartbreak as you go forward in the world. So I've had to learn that sometimes things are perfect exactly the way they are. And there's more than one right way to do something. Everything doesn't have to be done my way. And most importantly, to be able to find the beauty in the broken spaces in this world. And that's something that I think is so important, especially right now, for all of us to look at. So the main points at one, strong moral compass, you really want to be good, but have to be mindful of being judgmental, of being too harsh on others, setting unreasonable expectations, and of course, recognizing how important it is to love all of humanity, whether you see it as flawed or not. You can't help if you're only going to choose to judge.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it's important that, people see that, with the Enneagram, with this, with, as you're sharing the details of your specific Enneagram point, we get the light and the dark, the light and the shadow, the two sides of the coin, the polarity. We've been talking about this for those who my goddesses, my community. We've been talking about these all week. We've been talking about the universal laws because my new book, The Divine Frequency, came out, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. That with Enneagram point one of the goddesses who is aligned with that point is goddess Mayat or Ma'at, who is the Egyptian goddess of truth and justice. And so this is what Dr. E is talking about, having a very strong sense of justice. Things should be this way and people should be able to get that, and and all of that. And so if you relate to what Dr. E is saying, then you might just be an Enneagram 1.
Correct.
So my number, Dr. E, is number 2. Number 2, the helper. Do you mind telling them just a little bit about, what an Enneagram? And when I shared with Dr. E, by the way, when I said to her, I'm an Enneagram 2, she said, oh, of course you are.
Of course you are. Absolutely, of course you are. And I still say that. Look at Abiola. Of course she is a 2. Love. When I see you, I see and I have an experience of the energy of love. And at point 2, what we have is really an energy of not only wanting to give love, but also to receive love in return. And so our 2s in the world are really focused on, am I loving you well enough for you to love me back? And that's the beautiful light of the 2, really wanting that love to be pure and unique and real. The challenge is that at point 2, learning that you don't have to earn love. You don't have to give to get. You simply have to be authentically who you are. And I love that I'm talking about point 2 while you're on the screen, Abiola, because anyone who looks at you, even from a screen, not being right in the room with you, the energy of love comes through your eyes, through your gaze, through your aura. You just are a very loving person. Um, you had a very blessed child to have you for a mother. And I know that talking to your little one, there would be a million ways that she could tell me how mommy loves me, because you're constantly. I know that from my experience with you, because every time we have an interaction, there's the energy of love in there. So if you happen to be a person who is at point 2, you're in your heart center, you have a lot of emotions. It hurts you to see other people hurting. It hurts you to see other people not having any compassion or empathy for others. You really want to help. Now, the challenge at point 2 is often spreading yourself way too thin. Trying to help so many people, okay? That your schedule is so full of all the things that you're doing for others, except there's this one glaring empty space. And that empty space is you, because you've put room in for everybody else, but you haven't put any room in the space for yourself. So who gets left out? We can think of the analogy of, the mom who's trying to feed 3 kids and there's not quite enough food to go around. That mom's not going to eat. And at point 2, we often find that energy of beautiful humans who will do for everyone but themselves. So when we come together and we look at the African goddess who stands at point two, that energy, learning from our African goddesses some of the ways that we can stay on the healthy side of our Enneagram types and being able to, yes, serve with love and kindness, but understanding at point two that the first person that you have to love really well is yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I feel simultaneously fed and read by the Enneagram and Dr. E right now. And as I said, my community knows, like, we've been talking about this. And actually, in the broadcast that I had this morning, I was sharing with them just how exhausted I am feeling today. And this is, a nourishment and a reminder and all of the above. All of the above. And the goddess who stands at Enneagram point number 2 is known as Yemoja or Yemaya, the mothering energy. Mother, unfortunately, we often assume is going to be the person who's, like, the sacrificial lamb of the family and all of those things. And so this is such a, this is just a sample that we are sharing with you of the power of this energy, of these teachings. And if you can, in any way, shape, or form, come to play with us at Kripalu. I just put the link. Let me just put it again. June, this weekend, which I want to say also is probably going to be my own last retreat for a while because of some of the self-care things that Dr. E just read me on.
Yeah.
But we are going to be continuing this teaching. This is just the beginning of this powerful movement, just the beginning. So this weekend is going to be a very intimate incubator where we're going to be able to work with you directly. So if you are wanting to be able to have, just direct nurturing and support, this weekend is the time to do it. And if you can make it, if it's an alignment, come on down. If it's singing your name, come on down. If not, no worries. This is just the beginning. We're going to be continuing this work, and you're going to be seeing, feeling, experiencing a lot of this African goddess Enneagram journey to come.
Well, this is going to be so important for all of you who are listening, because we have to look at the reality of living our lives through what can be tumultuous times. And when times are difficult, when things don't feel like they're going exactly the way we might like for them to go, there is something that we have in the way of inner strength that takes us through it. But here's a little tidbit that I want you to take away. You don't always have to suffer through tumultuous times. Actually, when you learn how to step into joy and gratitude for who you are, whose you are, and how you are, then no matter what is going on around you, your life changes for the better. Because you understand yourself, you understand what you need, you understand what you can do to not only help yourself stay healthy and to thrive, but also to be a source of encouragement to others around you. And that's what Abiola and I want to do. We really want to bring all of you together to nurture you, to give you that, motherly, sisterly, companion love that we all need, because we don't do these things alone. When we do them in community, we are powerful. And so expect to receive some power that you didn't even know you had.
Yes. Oh, the ancestors are well pleased, Dr. E. The ancestors are well pleased. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, Dr. E. I'm excited about our collaboration.
I am too. This was, as we well know, Abiola, this was preordained.
Yes.
This was intended to happen, and I am so grateful that the divine hand put us together.
Mm. Amen, I say, and
Yay,
so
Ashe.
and so thank you for coming and hanging with us. You all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend as we're moving into its full moon energy coming up. This is the energy of shedding, of releasing, letting go what is not serving you in your life so that you can have your most juicy, prosperous, loving life possible. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Check out the retreat. It is called Awaken the Goddess Within. It is at Kripalu, June 13th through 15th. And we look forward to, and also get Dr. E's book. Get my book, Dr. E. Show them the book again, please.
Enneagram Made Easy.
Yes.
Make sure it's this color, turquoise. There's a couple of other Enneagram Made Easies out there, but get that one. It'll help prepare you. But if you don't have to know anything about the Enneagram to participate, because that's why Abiola and I are there, to help you to put all the pieces together.
And I want to add to that, Dr. E, that Dr. E also has specified Enneagram books once you know what your Enneagram type is. So I have, the work that she has that's related specifically to my Enneagram too. So you want once you have more information, and my new book is The Divine Frequency: Harness the Magic of the Universal Laws for Transformation, Manifestation, and Freedom. Okay, so thank you for coming to hang with us. We love you like cook food. Have a great and magical weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.